Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. I'm just setting up a couple of things. Well, mostly I just want to have some sort of reference in the background. But yeah, welcome to this Thursday's live stream. And we're gonna have some fun, probably more cyberpunky stuff. Saying this, let's open a new window. And zoom in a bit. So we're going to start out. So in my last video from Monday, I asked what people want me to cyberpunkify. And what I really liked as an answer was Fiat 600, which is also interesting because usually people go for the Fiat 500. I like the 500 as well. But the 600 is quite cute. Hello, Cesar. Hello, Jonathan. Welcome to the stream. This is a big image. Okay, maybe I will not need it that big, but let me just take one or two more. Copy image. Let's paste this one in here as well. It just shows me that this one can be quite a bit smaller. That's bigger. That's not small. How is everybody? How are you guys doing? Christmas is almost knocking the door. Everybody is ready for some nice Christmas fun. Okay, we don't need colors just now. So I'm gonna just go in with the lines. And I do like this back view because usually when oh, I might do the front view though because I find it maybe easier. Okay, let's work with the blue. Scenic 9. I'm excited to watch your process. Thanks, man. Let's hope it's fun. Is that the same as the 59 Caddy? I'm not sure. I can quickly look at 59 Caddy. I doubt it's the same because that's an American car. This is an Italian small thingamajig. Okay, let's just see the proportions. I don't want to mess the proportions up too much. I usually do that with cars. If it's something like this, I feel it should be there and there. Okay. What about the flying flats Fiat 600 in the Cyberpunk style? Well, that's what I was talking a little bit about in the video as well. I like the more what you call it. Not sad. My brain is farting. The poor parts of Cyberpunk. I like the fact that most people, other than that privileged few in the top layers of society, live very, very sad, miserable lives controlled by corporate greed and everything. So people can't really afford the fancy flying cars. But you are right. If I think of something like, let's say, Blade Runner, like they had a bunch of flying cars there, and those weren't necessarily a sexy vehicle. So actually, I might go with that. I'd try and turn this into a flying Fiat 600 because that might work, right? And also, like, I feel like I'm cheating a little bit if I keep on drawing. Guys, there's no music. Nobody told me anything. We need to have some sort of. Let's see if we have royalty-free synthwave music. So we stick with the cyberpunk. Copyright, no copyright synthwave. There we go. Let's make it a little bit less loud. You guys tell me if the music is too loud, alright? Don't want to have it way too loud. Let's see. Okay. Let me keep some cyberpunk reference open. Okay, let's turn it into a flying thing. I do like the idea now of turning it into a flying cyberpunk car. It's interesting because for me, I approach cyberpunk very much with the idea, at least when I draw vehicles, of the idea of poverty and these disheveled, almost rust bucket cars. So let's maybe challenge myself and not make it a complete rust bucket. Because that's what I liked about the game. I played a little bit, and there's this really tiny car, just a 1 or 2% car. It doesn't look like a rust bucket. It's actually a lot of the time nice and shiny. So we could do something like that with this here. I see you skip a lot of the construction, as I've heard you put. Yeah, I do. So like all I do for construction is I sort of build the box a little bit, but the rest I do in my head as much as I can, just to speed up the whole drawing process a little bit. And I use like parts of the vehicle itself as construction. That's why you also see a lot of my drawings are very sketchy looking, because I just keep on editing and I keep on adjusting my drawing. Oh, very cool front actually. Okay, so if we have, so let me look up a spinner blade run. Let me paste this in here. So we have sort of a, and I want the older one. Oh no, that's Lego. I don't necessarily want to go by the new design. Oh, there it is. Copy image, and I just paste it in here as well. There we go. So we have a spin there. Hey Abdulaziz, welcome. Luis Guilherme, so we're doing a Fiat 600. We're trying to put it more into a cyberpunk sort of world. But I guess this, I want it to be totally flying. I don't care about it having landing options, so this will be just some sort of rounded engine. Maybe it's a broken hover flying car, so it has lots of parts of other vehicles. Yeah, that's a good one. Let's go for that. Let's go for that. Oh, of course I drew on the wrong layer, because that's what I like to do. Actually, the music is a bit too loud for me now. Or my thing is too loud. Yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so in the front, let's add on something. Oh, micro break. I always forgot to turn these off before I start streaming. So what I'm doing now, let me bring down the opacity on this one. So I think I'm gonna switch to blue for a second. So we have these shapes here on the car. Like we have this nice one here, and if you look closely, we have sort of that shape repeating here a little bit as well. So I want to take this to this drawing a little bit, because that gives you hopefully that a little bit of recognizability when it comes to the Fiat 600. So I'm just going to turn this, as you guys said, let's turn this into a foreign part, and don't want to break that part off. So what I like about this car is this front for sure. This is, I think that's quite recognizable. So we're going to try and keep the front as it is, and Frankenstein in some other parts as we go along. And then I usually do a lot of exploring with these. until I come up with something that I like. For example, this rounded thing I don't like anymore. I could bring it here. Like, I want to take the thing from the spinner, integrate it here. And I think that somewhat works. I think it would be even better if I bring it a little bit lower like this, so it hangs out. Luggage, please talk about detail management later if you can, and how to apply it into the design without stealing the show. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I remember to do that while we go about drawing that part. Because, like many things, it comes a bit subconsciously to me. So I have to remind myself to talk about that, because many of these things are just so ingrained, because that's how I work. Okay, so we have this nice line there that I can turn a little bit into something. Oh, we could do like a much smaller door. So like whoever gets into the car, they have to like crawl over a little bit of area here. That is, I find a little bit cyberpunky. Mitushi Shinha, if you were given the topic of world beyond pandemic, what characteristics would you pick in your character drawing? Please help. Well, that's the problem. I'm not fantastic with character drawing, but it's a little bit up to you, like what you want for the world. First you have to decide for yourself, did the world come out well of the pandemic, or did the world suffer a lot? Did we have a lot of deaths? Did many people lose their jobs? Did the economy suffer because of it? So, and then you can say, okay, so the economy suffered, countries went and got destroyed. Then you can go a little bit more towards Mad Max type styling. You could also say that since we're doing cyberpunk, some countries where the vaccine was developed, the corporations there took over, they have control. So you have a couple of places in the world where you have high society, let's say something like we saw in Elysium, or maybe people can get the vaccine, they move up onto a space station, and then a big majority of people are on Earth and are living in misery. And then you can put your character sort of into that type of world as well. So it's first you really have to build up the world. Like two words, post-pandemic world, is not going to be enough for you. You will have to think a little bit more about it. Okay, I like the idea of putting some sort of hover engine thing here. And I'm gonna go with something like this. So the tricky part is not just making it sci-fi hover car, but somehow keeping it cyberpunk as well, right? That's the thing that is going to be interesting. Let's see. I like to exaggerate these bumpers cars, at least on flying cars, just make them a bit extra big. 616 Sherban, thanks. I'm good, man. Well, as good as it gets. I'm starting tomorrow. I'm on holiday. Well, it's not like I can't go anywhere, but at least I'm done. Official client work for now, and I'm just gonna chillax a little bit. I would love to play Cyberpunk, but my video card is not good enough, and at the moment there's no stock with any sort of newer video card. So I did order one, but I don't think it will arrive anytime soon. And I feel like we could have maybe some sort of system back here that helps the car with stabilization, something like that. Glenn Doob, are you using a pen or a mouse? Where is the thing? I am using this pen on this thing, which is a graphic tablet. It's a Wacom 13 HD. It's super hard to draw like freehand with a mouse, and I haven't used mouse for a long time. Not really recommended if you can avoid. Like these days, graphic tablets are relatively cheap. Like you can get one for 40, 50 bucks or even cheaper sometimes, a nice small one. Okay, so what I do for Cyberpunk, I'm just gonna add a couple of doohickeys, some external tech looking things. Let me also switch over to my Cyberpunk reference material here. Just open up some stuff. So the thing is, I don't want to break up this nice front of the car, but I still will, because I want to bring in. I just love that asymmetry too much. Can't help it. Johan Andres Kobayos, is Adobe Sketchbook? No, it's not Adobe, but it's Sketchbook. It's Autodesk Sketchbook. It's free. It's good. I can recommend it. I love sketching in this one, even though I do most of my coloring work in Photoshop. But it's also like Photoshop is not that expensive if you're only getting Photoshop. Well, it depends. It can be quite expensive, but I know that the student packages are relatively cheaper. And there's also a good package for photographers. That's what I got first when I was starting out in the industry, because I needed Photoshop. So you can get that version. I think it's like 10 bucks a month, and you get Photoshop and Lightroom. And if you do a job month that gets you at least 100 or 200 minimum, which is very little, but at least already it's worth it, I find, paying for Photoshop if you're using it a lot. It's also interesting because I come from Eastern Europe and we sort of pirate everything there. And I feel like Photoshop sort of knows that, but they just didn't care, but because they knew that once they got somebody working professionally on Photoshop, sooner or later they will buy the product anyways. I think they're like sneaky like that, so they let you pirate it, they don't really go after you, because they know that sooner or later you will just want to get the product officially because you're using it that much anyways. Yeah, that would work. I am supposed to make a mascot for kids wear on the topic World Beyond Pandemic. Okay, for kids wear, I would say definitely don't go Mad Max. Don't go Ruined World, but you can think about if you want to do kids a bit more, not self-conscious, but just conscious about others in society and how everything influences our lives. And everybody can be touched by something like this. Okay, I think I like this. I feel like I might be missing a couple of details, but in general, I think this is nice. Jonathan Dissam, what if you put a roof rack on the Fiat, so it gives it a bit of a portable home feeling, so with lots of bags? Yeah, I was thinking of that actually. Let me listen to you. So the thing is, I also wanted the door to be like a gull wing, so I could swing up. So I'm gonna try and make it look like a narrow roof rack. But I really like the idea. Let's put a couple of these things up there and then tie it, because future technology is still tying things to the roof rack. Now let me move this a little bit out of the way. And I can also blow this up a little bit bigger so we have a better quality image. Oh, something like this, okay. Didn't get brand, but not in. I missed that. It's from Autodesk. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, Autodesk. How to save settings for image and canvas size. You go to Windows, image, canvas size. If you set this one up once, next time when you restart, it should stick with it. Yeah, so you should go to image size, you set it up, there was something that sets it up. It's every time you restart the program, it will stick with it. I think if you just set it up once, and you I don't even know you have to save it. If you restart it, next time it should stick with the same options. Just a couple of... I'm gonna go a little bit into detailing now, not necessarily detail that makes sense. I just want a little bit of greeble and whatnot. Just give it that technical sort of feeling. Maybe cut in here once. This is like a stepping stone. And then you would open it from down there. Maybe the other side opens totally differently as well. Push this up to 12, 13. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, I think I definitely have the feeling of the original 600. And a little bit of something here like this. Okay, I'm gonna bring this down and come in with a black pencil and give it an outline. All right. Let me see if I can do nice lines without using undo too much. Go. So now sort of the fun detailing part can also start. And just adding things here and there, thinking a little bit about functionality. Actually, speaking of Cyberpunk, I really don't know if it counts as Cyberpunk, but I don't know if any of you've seen the movie Brazil. That was like one of those crazy futuristic, retro futuristic movies where everything goes horrible and everything is bogged down by a crazy bureaucracy. Actually, it shows how horrible bureaucracy can be. It's sort of like a nightmarish scenario, but I think that's why I really like that movie. Not because it's nightmarish, but it's just a little bit it gives you a different view on the world. And for me, that I identify a little bit. I feel like Cyberpunk with that not functioning, overly designed, badly designed, everything bureaucratic stuff. This we definitely have to make a little bit nicer though. And then we can take the nice little ellipse tool and make ourselves a nice little ellipse here. Make sure that it's a bit in perspective. So I'm going to skew it just enough. Oh, I want this to be sort of an indent. like that. And then we have the engine part or whatever this is here, and then make a bigger one. No, one more. There. Okay. Logan's Run. I think I saw that one as well, but very a long time ago. But I think I saw that one. If not, I have to rewatch it because I definitely know the name. I know it's quite a famous one. Ahoy? Is that Norwegian or Swedish or something like that? I'm not familiar with that one. It's a nice way of saying, I guess, hello. How to make line drawing look good without shading or coloring. Line weight. So line weight is your friend when you're talking about line drawing. So it's usually different types of line thicknesses when somebody talks about line weight. If you look at my drawing here as well, like this front part, for example, I make sure that the line is really nice and thick on the bottom because that's also where the shadow area is. And everything that's detail, for example, this area here, it's thinner. Also, like the little details here and all the rest of the details, they're all going to be thinner. And wherever you also overlap, make sure that you have a little bit of a thicker line weight, so it's understandable what's I love that you leave the luggage. That's cool and gives a flavor. Hey, that wasn't my idea. I don't know whose idea it was, but it was somebody from the chat. So I'm not taking the credit for that one. I wish I would have come up with the idea because it is a cool idea. Okay, we need the headlights. We should use nice ellipsis 4. Or did I have my Fiat pictures? Ooh, I sort of misplaced that little bit. There we go. And because on the Fiat, these headlights are always nice and chromy, let's try and emulate that. And you usually get that by like some strong reflection. And on this side as well. There. You don't need to do much, just do a little bit of contrast. Like chrome is usually contrast, so if you leave a lot of the area white and add a couple of black things, it should give you that nice contrast to feel. Okay. And then we have a slight bit of bend here. Not too much though. Went a bit overboard with that one, I feel right. Also, you don't want that much of a space between the engine and that. Yeah, I think I like this most. Close this up. Make sure this is repeated there. Check without thing. Yeah, it looks good. I like it. So I have this bad tendency of zooming in quite a bit, which you shouldn't do. And if you do it, remember to zoom out every now and then to check. That's also why it's good if you draw in Photoshop, because in Photoshop I just have the same image open again in a different canvas, so I can look at it also when I'm zoomed in. Logan's Run had such a crush on Jenny Gutter. Okay, I will have to look that up because I don't know that name. Hi, first time catching you on live. Just wanted to say thank you for all of your tutorials. They are so helpful. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you find them helpful. That's why I make them. And yeah, feel free to leave me comments if you guys want a tutorial about something specific or learn about something new or something that you don't want. I mean, I try to come up with fun stuff, and I'm not always doing tutorials because sometimes I just want to do a video for fun. But I'll gladly try and help you out if you guys are stuck on something. Also, hello everybody else who just arrived. Okay, let me... Sorry I have to rotate this much, but I need it to be sort of in my hand's direction. And that helps. That is the easiest if I rotate the canvas. Sometimes I watch other people who have drawing videos and they don't rotate their canvas at all. I'm very envious because I don't know how to draw nice lines unless I position the canvas so it's nicely adhering to the lines of my hand. Unless I move around weirdly, which I don't want to do right now. Okay, so I said I want this to be sort of a going. So let me just hint at that idea a little bit by cutting into the material on top of the card. Just like that. Then missed the beginning. No problems, Manuel. You can always watch it back. And as usual, it's like technical issues, and it's not so fantastic the beginning usually. So I wouldn't worry about it. Jonathan Brisson says, by the way, Robert, I'm doing a 5v golf country in the Cyberpunk style at the same time. Ooh, very nice, mate. How about you tag me on Instagram when you're done? I would love to see what you come up with. Yeah, guys, feel free to always draw along. So that's how I used to and always also watch drawing videos of other people. I remember especially, I always love Feng Zhu, and I watch his videos whenever I feel like I need a picker-upper, or I just want to listen to something while I draw, because it's always nice to just, with the corner of your eye, to look at somebody drawing while you're drawing as well. So feel free to draw along or do your own thing. You don't necessarily need to do Cyberpunk stuff, just do that for fun. Okay, let me check without that. Oh, it's still working, I need to reinforce the front windshield a little bit as well. And as you can see, my lines are not perfect, and I'm also trying to keep them not perfect, because the more you go and try to make your lines nice and straight and strict, the more you lose of the character of the line work. So make sure to do a lot of freehand. Like, I have all these tools in Sketchbook, but I only used it in this instance, and the rest I'm trying to do as much by hand without shift as possible. Oh, so I know this is better for my hand. There we go. Let's rotate to the back. What do you think is the most important fundamental that affects your art the most? For me personally, it's definitely perspective, because since I know perspective, I know how to construct my shapes and place them correctly in perspective. And that would probably also help me with character design, character art. It's just I'm not good with characters, and I'm not getting better because I'm not investing the time into it. Because I enjoy drawing usually cars Even though, so if you've been here at the beginning of this live stream, you could see some character stuff. I'm trying to do some studies of cartoon style artists that I like, and just implementing, taking what they are drawing, of course, not totally copying, but trying to do it in my own style a little bit as well, and just apply a different topic to it. Just sort of learning. Because whenever you do studies, I feel it's very helpful if you don't just copy it, but try to immediately apply what you're doing. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a little bit of, make it a little bit cyberpunk. I'm gonna cut into it. Just add a little bit of imperfection. Maybe this is some sort of slot where you can hook something into it. And it's just sticking out very non-aerodynamically. There. And then it would be the same here. We have some sort of digital lights that are communicating things with us. We have one up and one down. And maybe we could make sure that it's understandable that these are also different materials a little bit. And here I could also split this into different materials. Like splitting lines help you a lot make things look more futuristic than otherwise they would be. I wanted to do a little bit more on this engine, right? So it feels a bit more like some sort of futuristic engine. I could bring, nope. So I'm using a smoother here. There we go. So it sort of snaps a little bit, but that's all the cheaping I'm gonna do for this. Well, no, actually I was lying. I do want another circle going around this, so I'm gonna use the ellipse tool very loosely. There we go. Not perfect, but it does its job. I'm gonna put in a little bit of stuff like this for reflection purposes and break this shape up. It's a little bit big. Like, if you follow Cynics or any of the other guys, they talk a lot about design fundamentals and the rule of three, large, medium, and small. And you want to break up your shapes into those details. Thanks, Atul. Sherban, the line like that is better than perfect lines for me. Exactly, I agree with that. I enjoy a lot of artists who have squiggly lines and they don't even try to go for perfect straight lines. Oh, just a second, I need to drink a bit of water because my voice is leaving me. Beto Alves. The fundamentals of the design shows through construction a better and broader understanding for a concept, for example, and among other things already existing. Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. Just in general, if your fundamentals are there, it will show in your understanding. You don't have to hide things. For example, in characters, my fundamentals are not strong at all, and you can notice that I'm not always understanding what I'm drawing, and I'm trying to hide things that I don't understand. Hello Corey, welcome to the stream. Sugar Tears, hey Robert, since I'm an art student, I'm very curious, when did you learn your design skills, or are you self-taught? I was self-taught, so I was only drawing for fun for the longest time, and I was studying engineering. Because I loved both engineering and drawing as well, I wanted to do something that combines the two. So I decided to go and study industrial design. And I would say that's where I learned a lot of my design skills, aside from the drawing part. Oof, this is ugly. I need to smoothen this. So I did like, I think 2 semesters of drawing in industrial design in the university. And that definitely did help, but I did have a lot of the basics already before that. That was just like really sharpening the axe and learning some things that I subconsciously thought I knew, but like I learned also the theory behind it. I would recommend Mitushi. Mitushi says I would recommend Arnold Blaze for your characters. I will put it into a note. Arnold Blaze. Thank you. I will check this out later. Wait, is this the Thursday live stream? It's Friday for me. It is the Thursday live stream for me. It's Thursday here. I don't know where you're at, Corey. Well, if you're somewhere in Asia, then yeah, then it's probably Friday early morning, super early morning. But here in the Netherlands, it's still Thursday evening. Okay, I want to make this a little bit more popping out, more intrusive, because I want to break up the car is too nice and smooth, not enough industrial at the moment for my taste. And let's add maybe some sort of exhaust port or something here. Just like that. And I do want to stick to 1 hour stream today because I'm a little bit tired. But it's also good to have like a set time, I feel like. Maybe sometimes in the weekends I could do longer streams than just one. But it's just nice to stop at a reasonable time, at least for me, now during the week. In the meantime, let's see what I'm on. Sugar, I'm sad I couldn't attend the live from the beginning, and I have 2 projects in Monday and are super late. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But Monday, where don't you have off on Monday? Isn't it like very close to the holidays? Or are you in a different part of the world where they don't celebrate Christmas? See, I grew up in a country where they had 2 different time zones for Christmas because they had, actually, I don't know what's the difference, but they had sort of like Catholic and Protestant Christmas. It falls on one day, but they also had Orthodox Christmas. And that was usually either before or after. Oh no, that's not Christmas, I'm talking bullshit. Sorry guys, I meant Easter. That was Easter, not Christmas, of course. But so the good thing why I'm saying this is that as a kid, I got extra holidays because both Easters have to be given off. So I was always super happy about that. Okay, I'm just draw some very generic suitcases here. Very generic. Always stay hydrated, yeah. Can I use existing car models and create my own course for profit? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying there. What do you mean course for profit? And I always use existing car models because it's just easier to design that way. It's always easier to design of something that you know. Right. Let me fix that. I could erase that area. add a little handle here. Let's see. Yeah, you're in Australia. All right. That is Friday indeed. Friday morning stream for you. Yeah. That's how it is with the time zones. There's not much I can do about that. I'm trying to see what's the best time zone for people. I used to do at 6 p.m. streams, but I just noticed that I reach more people with this 9 p.m. CET time-wise. Sherban, do you like the design of Skoda? I haven't seen the new Skodas actually. It's a bit too angular for me, to be honest. I did an internship at Volkswagen when I was studying, and I had a Czech guy there who really liked the Skodas and also liked the new Skoda model that was coming out that year. For me, the headlights are just way too crazy angular. It's not something that I'm into, to be honest. But it is, I like how far they came, because I knew Skoda from good old communist designs. And it's actually quite nice to see it evolved and looking like a really nice modern car. But then again, we had an interesting conversation with when I was still studying with my design sketching professor, because I really didn't like the design of the Dacia Duster, and he was really into it. And oh yeah, go away. Wait. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, but then throughout the years now, I don't dislike it that much anymore. Like I'm much more okay with the design of that. I still think it looks silly, like a little bit ugly, not just silly. But I'm starting to like a lot of ugly designs for some reason. They just have some sort of character. Yeah, Blade Servants. Aaron is one of my all-time favorites to learn from. Yeah, I noted it down, and I will check it. I will check it out a little bit later. But you know, sites on the internet about these studies of fundamentals of designs, the books that are out there are a little expensive. You could pass the sites here. Drawbox. Check out Drawbox. That should be something that would probably help you a lot. Luis Guillerme, his animal drawing studios are top notch. I was thinking of becoming an architect, but I don't know. Yeah, sometimes I'm also thinking like maybe I should have gone into architecture, just because I really enjoy architecture sketches. I don't think I would be good at it, but I really enjoy looking at beautiful architecture. Okay, so we have the top. I wanted to add a little bit of, to break the thing again, just to break the shape of it, like this. Some sort of mechanism here. Let's add some rounded shapes to it as well. I don't like the back of Dustin. It's flat, no? Well, it's, for me, it's that flat. For me, it's more the, like, you have this and you have this sort of cartoony, I don't know what are the things above the wheels as it comes. It just looks, they wanted to make it look muscly. And I just, for me, that looks just way too cartoony for an actual car. But as I said, now I'm starting to not hate it. Erase. Yeah, it's actually funny, because for somebody who I do enjoy cars, I'm still struggling drawing them. It's especially the type of drawings that you see from car sketchers and industrial designers as well. I find it so hard to get there. Like it's okay when I copy them, when I look at the car and I draw it and I modify it like that, but I couldn't draw a normal car looking car without actually looking at reference. Okay, am I missing something? That, yeah, I wanted to add a little bit of stepping area here for the people. Be here a little bit around him as well. And if I want this to look a little bit more chromey, I could make sure to add a little bit of more contrast. Just like that. It should help with the chromey feeling of the whole thing. Okay, and now, whoa, sorry guys. Okay, let's work a little bit on the line weight, make some areas a bit thicker. A little bit of crosshatch here. Here I should definitely bring a little bit of that thickness. Add a little bit of... I just discovered Dropbox last week and I was really shocked because like, how did I know exactly? I know. Dropbox is really good and it's really helpful for young people with fundamentals. If you're somebody who's learning fundamentals, Dropbox should be something for you. So what I can do now is just add a little bit of dirt and dust, speckles, because it's not the cleanest Cyberpunk, right? So just a little bit of stuff like that. Just doing random lines, well, not random lines, but lines that sort of follow the direction of your shapes can really help you selling a little bit of design ideas, like stuff like these sort of little things, and not too much, of course. I don't know, they don't have a back view mirror, but I guess that's fine. I will lift this a little bit, put it higher. Where can I add some more? You can also just add splotches of schmutz here and there, something like that. And then, as I mentioned last time, you can do a cutout, sort of bring a cable up from there all till there, and you can add a couple of cable holder things, and that makes it a little bit that rundown sort of sci-fi look that I personally like quite a bit. And from here on, yeah, it's really just adding a lot of these details as well. Let me see if I can. Any more questions? Yes, Dropbox. I'm happy that you guys keep on pushing that. Hello, I am not a cute rat. Thank you very much. Yes, Crystal Math. I am using Procreate quite often. It's just for streaming, I would have to stream through my camera. And now during the winter time, the light conditions in the house are not that not that good for drawing like that. Especially this late in the evening, you just don't have that natural light that you would need for it. Let me see if I can add a little bit of sort of a European flag. There you go. Whatever that is. And I usually forget windshield wipers, which I shouldn't. Because even in the future, especially in a cyberpunk future, there is rain. There we go. And we can also have a little bit of stuff like this. Okay, and now what I can do is go to Cyberpunk car sketch, and because I'm really bad with colors, I'm just gonna steal the colors. I'm gonna look for, I guess, Cyberpunk sketch, because we don't necessarily. I bet the best part of the live streams are when I'm looking for stuff on a different page. Bet you guys love that. I'm just gonna take this image, copy image, paste it in here, and I'm just gonna steal this purple. Yeah, see, in Photoshop this would be probably much faster, but now I'm too lazy to switch to Photoshop. So we're gonna do this in Sketchbook. There we go. Like when it's, I'm not really paying attention if I go outside of the lines, to be honest, right now. Because I just want to give it a quick impression of color. I don't want to do a very precise coloring. I'm just gonna block in with one basic color. Okay, here I do need to go just a little bit more precise. There we go. La, 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 la. I can erase there a little bit. Draw the connectors in. Okay. Okay, so there we have a very strong purple. Feel it. Let's just lock that layer. Let's do a little bit heighter in brightness. Heighten. High. Just add a little bit of fun. I would say the base body can stay this sort of purple. There we go. Just add a little bit of that sort of shine there. And I'm going to steal another pink here. Say this one should be pink. Just really go silly with the colors. Another thing I like about cyberpunk aesthetics, you can go really neon and crazy. So I'm just gonna go a little bit darker now. In the center. Oh, actually, I'm not gonna go dark. I'm gonna go lighter. Just spread a little bit of this fun brightness there. Just like we can do the blue within here. here as well. Oh, I forgot to read the text. Nice Beetle, and do you like Mustang and what model? Actually, it's a Fiat. It's not a Beetle, but it's sort of in the same category. I'm more of a Charger person than a Mustang, but the Mustangs are nice as well. I would not say, in general, muscle cars, I can't say no to. So the windows, because there's more light coming through, you can add a little bit of a different blue, just like that. As I said, we're not going super detailed with this one. I just want to give hints. I like this sort of purple. Let's see how this works. I like it. Just separate different areas of the car a little bit. Maybe this one can be that purple as well. And then I'm gonna steal this bluish. Let's see. Yeah, works quite nice in this back part. Okay, sorry, I need to read up a little bit what you guys said there. Sure, tears. But the thing is, while watching the first Roblox chapters, I saw a video that told me where a girl is in front of rocks. Right, with Roblox. I didn't watch it first. I saw a tutorial. Oh boy. It's hard to keep up with everything and draw and whatnot. Good isn't bad. I was wondering if you have any tips for setting up the right pressure curve. Mine just does not feel right. Oof, I don't really have a good advice on pressure curve. I'm always just testing what works, but most of the time I am working with the standard setup. So for me, it's usually working. Sadly, I can't give you better advice there. Just try out a lot. Oh, sorry about that. I hit the mic. I should do some Insta stuff. Yeah, I should do. Like, I think one of the live streams I did an interior. I might do it again soon. That does not work. Does it? Let's see. I think this works. Yeah. So that's the thing. I'm not good with colors, but I'm good at stealing colors. So I'm just gonna steal this sort of thing. Shamelessly, I must add. I want a little bit of a brighter, necessarily working. I think I'm gonna go with something. Oh no, just the green, but even brighter. You will save the live stream. Yeah, this live stream will be saved for sure. And the live stream is also ending slowly because the music is gone, I heard. Let me see if I can put on a quick, there we go, some more music. Any more questions? Do you follow proper posture and stuff while drawing on the device or on a paper kept on the table? I usually do. So if you saw me at the beginning, I turned off an app that forces me to take a break every 10 minutes, which somehow doesn't work when you're doing a live stream. I can't just take a break every 10 minutes. But usually, yes, I definitely try to be very strict with the way I sit and the way I have my posture in front of the computer. Did it, and then I'm gonna take this yellow. Actually, that's it. I can desaturate it and make it lighter. Yeah, it works better if it's desaturated. I can even saturate it a bit more and bring it into this sort of emblem of the Fiat. I want some darker stuff for the luggage. And can maybe also go with this green. And give me a red. Do we have a red? I guess this one. Where is the color wheel? There we go. Let's stick in this value range, but then bring in still some more interesting things. I feel like I could desaturate this. No, I feel that's a bit too far. Yeah, this should work. Sugar tears, the thing is, you take out of the program what's good for you. For some people it works, for others it doesn't. You can say that to most things. Like I bet you can find people who don't like my style of videos and tutorials either. So yeah, I bet for some people it just doesn't work, you know? But yeah, you can always take something out of a specific program, even if it's not. In the future it might not be good for you, but you can still try and take something away from it. At least that's how I try to approach most everything. But yeah, there are just things that will not work that well for you. Let me see, let's give that a highlight as well. Okay, but I think I will slowly call this, because I think we achieved our Cyberpunk floating Fiat 500. What we need to do next is just a little bit of more grunge here and there. So just make sure that the car has a little bit of dirt. Oh. But in general, yeah, this would be. I think I'm happy with it for a 1 hour sketch. It's I'm happy with it. I would say maybe I'll add just a backdrop of something. I think I'm just gonna steal the yellow from this image because I like it. There we go. No, let's see this part. I want this. Yeah, these work well together. There we go. And maybe move everything a little bit down. And maybe cut off a little bit of the yellow. No, not too much. Oh, what I could do is add a shadow. Ooh. Oh. Sorry? What's happening? Okay. So there's some sort of thing where I can only draw horizontal lines. Okay. No, okay, well, that's the end of the video anyway, guys. I guess I can't draw anything else but horizontal, not horizontal, but the zigzag lines. Okay, well, okay, at least that forces me to end the video here. Thank you very much for showing up. Thank you for the suggestions, questions. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, keep on drawing. Merry holidays. I will probably have a video on Monday, but just in case, if we don't see each other, I wish everybody nice and chillaxed weekend and see you in the next video soon. Okay, bye bye people.